last year Wolin was great for us. After Friday, which was a big success without even getting wet. Then on Saturday, we lost 3 battles, which never happened before. I mean, as long as the memory works. But we were fighting more or less 200 against 300. And still, it was the longest battle in Wolin history. It took like 15 minutes for them to kill us. And we were angry, of course, but it's a part of the game. We didn't cry. It's just, oh fuck, what we did wrong. So yeah, this training is a bit different than the ones before.
Welcome back to the Eastern annual training. This year we get to another limit, which is together we reach the exact number open to the 9. I wanted also to welcome our guests, annual guests, in a big number of 4. They always bring us all these years, which is great. And our newcomers, Bielska, Zimna, Ajewna, Stettin, after all these years, we are getting bigger and bigger. Jomsborg worldwide domination is even more clear to everyone. But most important is that it's not us who are convinced of this, but our enemies. They are convinced that we dominate them from time. It's also 10 years ago when we organized the first big training, and we are like 10th anniversary. That's why this store is with us, watching us, how we have developed after 10 years. Now our Liar took over.
It's good to see the East Storm together and the guests of the East Storm.
My name is Wolin and I'm the Jarl of Jomsborg. The groups get a chance to fight in the winter, to train in the winter, and I make sure that Jomsborg trains together and develops together as a strong side. I mean, that is an advantage that we have being a bigger organisation.
The strong blood of Jomsborg. Today, we will see some fighting. Yes?
Take it seriously, but not too seriously.
My name is Aaron. I'm 27 years old. I'm a part of the Jomsborg organization in southern Sweden called Skånelag. I see it as a sport. I train once, sometimes twice a week, every week, all year round, except during summertime, because then we go around in Europe. Sometimes we even travel across the Atlantic Sea to US, Canada, to meet our brothers and sisters over there, because the organization is worldwide.
Now we're gonna form 2 lines, and we're gonna start with just regular line fighting. On one side is Triglav. What the fuck is here? France. Peter. Skåne and Bataha. On one side. Nordilag, England, Ulfborg, and Bielska.
We have 90 participants of East Storm plus about 10 of the friends, which fight on our side in Wolin. The groups that are in East Storm, they have grown. And there are many young guys which never experienced a training like this, and they need to make a long way to get into this kind of fighting.
We're gonna change quite a lot because we want to get used to each other, to be able to fight with different units.
For me, it's a hobby. It's since I've been in the Swedish military, it's doing the fighting, and it's also we work as a unit, a small unit, a big unit on the different events as huge battlefields with maybe 300 warriors aside, and we have rules and we try not to hurt each other. Sometimes it even feels a little bit dangerous as well. But safety is the first rule, so I really like it.
The Swedish guys from West Storm, they're usually coming for our events and training, so they can easily adjust to the whole structure of East Storm, doing their job together. That's a very important key for Jomsborg, that you have many different divisions, the big and small. Of course, they're the best in a big units when they know each other best, but also you can take one brick from one place and put it to another, and it will work perfectly fine. We have a big hole, so we can maneuver. Because what we train is not just the line fighting and smashing each other, pushing, and getting to physical contact, which is also, but it would be nothing if not tactic would be involved. Mind leads the brutal force. The battle has to be won by mind, also morale and your legs. And that's all these points we try to go through today.
Use your brains, use your legs. Okay, so we have the last team standing.
Most of the time, you're gonna win or lose by your footwork. Not even using your legs.
It's a lot of people do the fighting, but also a lot of people do the crafts, and I think it's about the community. It's people working together, meet people from different places and exchange ideas and culture, and it's just not the Vikings, it's the Slavic culture as well, here in Poland and Russia. And then of course there's different cultures in Germany and UK of course as well. It's you could say it's even bigger outside of Scandinavia, where the Vikings came from, than actually in Scandinavia. I think the reenactment started in UK during the 60s or something. It started 30 years ago and then it grew in Scandinavia, and then since I started 12 years ago I've seen it grow, especially the last 5 or 6 years, quite a lot.
The last year, Wolin, we stuck to our tactics, usual tactics, and that time I had to figure out something new for Sunday. I'm not, of course, tell you what was the difference, but we changed big things. that's it. So the changing of tactics works. There is something in mankind, in male physics and mentality that needs release, yeah, the brutality, and I think that's one of the ways, probably most civilized one, to really release this kind of powers which are inside of us.
Instead of, I don't know, to go and be a football hooligan, you can go and do this, and we have rules. Depends where we are and what kind of event, but like in Wolin here in Poland, it's usually Jomsborg on one side and then the Russians and the rest of the mercenaries on the other side, and it's very competitive and a lot of emotions, and sometimes it almost feels like a real war because it's a lot of adrenaline and it's close combat, and it's yeah, it's really tough.
I took all the leaders, sub-commanders and Jarl, to see how the battle looks from a different angle. Some of the guys said, wow, it's the first time I see how the battle works actually. And we point out crucial points. They've seen it, what they have to be careful about when commanding their troops, the small one or the big one. It's really a big lesson for all of us. Last Sunday, Wolin means to form 4 columns. Because when it's important when we are mindful, and we were mindful, and we were half formed. When you are in the field and you just fight or you just care about 4, 5, 7 of your guys, you don't get the big perspective. Yeah? Which usually me and Olben, we are standing behind and we know what's happening. Now we wanted our sub-commanders, actually the leaders of actual groups, to understand the whole mechanism and what we are doing. When I'm giving the order, now they will understand better why and how to perform it. Let's go, guys. Don't waste any more time.
telling our coach how great we are, but we have seen many mistakes, many problems.
When you underestimate your enemy, you already died.
For another 3 months or 4 to try to get better. That's it.
The other side, they train as well. I hope they will get with something interesting, which will make our brains work.